Components of a computer system. Number 1. System unit. The main part of a computer, sometimes called a chassis. It includes the following parts: motherboard, microprocessor, memory chips, buses, ports, expansion slot, and cards. Number 2. Motherboard. Main board, system board. The main circuit board of a computer. It contains all the circuit and components that run the computer. Number 3. The CPU. The processor is the main brain or heart of a computer system. It performs all of the instructions and calculations that are needed and manage the flow of information through a computer. And number 4, primary storage. Internal storage, main memory or memory, is the computer's working storage space that holds data, instructions for processing and process data information. Waiting to be sent secondary storage. Physically, primary storage is a collection of RAM chips. We have two types of memory. A. ROM, or read-only memory, is a non-volatile, meaning it holds that even when the processor is on or off. B. RAM, or random access memory, is a volatile, meaning it holds data only when power is on. When the power is off, RAM's contents are lost. Number 5, for components of a system computer. Expansion bus. A bus is a data pathway between several hardware components inside or outside a computer. It does only connect the parts of the CPU to each other, but also links the CPU with other import hardware. Number 6. Printed circuit board, also called interface cards, that enable the computer to use a peripheral device for which it does not have the necessary connections. For circuit boards, they are often used to permit upgrading a new different hardware. Number 7. Power Supply Unit or PSU, installed in the back corner of the PC case next to the motherboard. It connects 120 back standard house power into PC voltage that are used by other components in the PC. Number 8. Hard disk drive, also known as hard drive, is a magnetic storage device that is installed inside a computer. The hard drive is used as a permanent storage data. Is a window computer, the hard drive is usually configured as the C drive and contains the operating system and application. Number 9. Optical drive is a storage device that uses laser to read data on optical media. There are three types of optical drive: compact disc, digital versatile disc, and Blu-ray disc. And number 10, digital versatile disc or DVD, designed to optically access data stored in a DVD. A laser moves back and front near the desk surface and access data at very fast rate. And I'm done to discuss the components of a computer. Now, let's forward to output and input devices. First, two types of input devices. Number 1 is keyboard entry. Data is inputted to the computer through a keyboard. Keyboard is the first input devices developed for the PC. Data transferred to the PC over a short cable with a circular 6-pin min-din connector that plugs into the back of the motherboard. And the number 2 is a direct entry. Machine-readable devices data in a paper or magnetic media or feed it directly into the computer's CPU. There are three categories of direct entry. Number one is a pointing devices. A. Mouse pointing devices used in PC. Mouse has two buttons and the most have one or two scroll wheel. Letter B is a touchscreen used in a myriad application including ATM machine, car navigation, and industrial cord. And the letter C is a light pen used to draw pictures or select a menu option. Letter D is a digitizer tablet used for sketching new image or tracing old ones. Number 2 is scanning devices. Number 3 is a voice input devices. And the output devices. Number 1, display monitor. Letter A is a CTR monitors. Letter B, LCD monitors. Letter C, LED monitors. Number 2 is a LCD projector. Number 3, smart board. Number 4, printer. We have a different printer. Letter A, inkjet printer. Letter B, laser printer. Letter C, LCD and LED printer. Letter D, line printer. And letter E is a thermal printer. Number 5 is speaker. We are done in input and output devices. And now let's start to discuss the ports. Number 1, serial port, intended for a serial type mouse and older camera. Number 2, parallel port, also called as a printer port. This is only for old model printer. It has 25 pins and it's a female port. Number 3 is videographic array or BGA, used to connect monitors. It has 15 pins and its female ports. USB, high-speed serial interface that is used with all devices, used to connect latest model printers, pen drive, cell phone, etc. It has 4 pins. Number 5 is a PS2, simple 6-pin, low-speed serial connection, commonly dedicated to a keyboard and mouse. Number 6 is a power port, intended for power port. Number 8 is SBG port. Connection are available on a certain source components and video display device and after a higher level of a video performance over composite video signal. Number 9 is audio port for plugging in the speaker or headset. And number 10 is a LAN or local area networking, used for terminating twisted pair type cables used to connect computers onto LAN, especially Ethernet RJ45. And let's forward to cables and connectors. Number 1, jack, intended for PS2 port. And this other jack is used to audio and microphone port. Monitor jack for VGA or videographic array. USB, intended for USB port. Printer cable jack, intended for parallel port. RJ45 is the type of connector commonly used for Ethernet networking. And the power cord is the most important cord because it connects the computer to the main source of electricity to make it functional. So, I finished to discuss all about components of computer input and devices, ports, and cables.